So on December 13, 2022, CD Projekt Red released their official next-gen update for The Witcher 3. Now with this update, owners of either PlayStation 5s or Xbox Series S's or X's can now experience the game in a higher fidelity, higher frame rates, and overall, a pretty much better experience. Some might even assume that console players are simply getting the PC version that has been available for quite some time, but to my surprise and many others, PC players were also offered this free update as well, which allows players to take more advantage of newer hardware such as updated GPUs, CPUs, monitors, and so forth. With this update, PC players now have the option to choose multiple forms of ray tracing, from new reflections, shadows, and global illumination, along with a new Ultra Plus setting, whereas before the game was simply maxed out at Ultra. Not only that, but CD Projekt Red has stated themselves that they have implemented certain mods into this next-gen version. The two most noteworthy being the HD Project reworked and the HD Monsters reworked. Both of these mods add much more detail and quality to pretty much all of the game's environments and monsters, giving the game a much more immersive feel. Overall, this massive update is meant to provide the optimal experience for The Witcher 3. And if you are impressed with this current footage that you are seeing and you believe that it looks pretty good for an update, then congratulations, you've just been bamboozled, because this is not in fact the next gen version. This is version 1.31 that dropped in September 2016 that has been modded to hell and back. We're talking lighting changes, animation changes, cosmetic changes, over 20 new weapons and armors added, and many more features that would make this video way longer than what it needs to be if I listed off every single mod. But now that we're on the subject of mods, many PC players who are massive fans of The Witcher have most likely already done a playthrough where they experiment with a good amount of them, most likely including the two I mentioned earlier. I myself received the news of this next-gen update during my modded playthrough in 2021. Now for most vanilla players, the news of this update probably succeeded in reeling you into playing the game once again to experience this quote-unquote new feel. But for people like myself who have put countless hours into modding this game, I'm pretty sure you had the same two thoughts as me. The first thought being, can they really make this game feel and play better than a modded version? And without even having to go into any type of in-depth video comparison, CD Projekt Red has already answered that question with an obvious no. While they have made minor tweaks to the combat and the camera that are similar to mods that have been implemented before in the past, it seems that their main focus of mod incorporation has been on visual mods that make the game look more detailed. It would have been nice to see mods like Enemies of Rivia incorporated in either Blood March or perhaps even a higher difficulty, essentially a mod that makes most fights more challenging by enhancing the enemy AI. Or even a mod like Speed Force, a mod that removes the odd slowing down of animations when enemies lunge at you, making them more faster and ferocious. And while I do like the added camera mode, it is a nice addition, don't get me wrong. It would have been nice to see something like Immersive Cam implemented where you have the option of multiple presets, or even being able to set the camera to your own liking. Now the second thought I had, and the overall main reason I decided to even make this video in the first place, was due to the curiosity of, can they truly top how good this game already looks with mods? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we are here to find that out today by doing a quick video comparison between the two versions. Version 4.0, which is the next gen update, versus version 1.31, which has nearly 200 mods. Now this might sound like an unfair fight due to the large amount of mods, but don't be alarmed. Most of them are bug fixes, small cosmetic changes, or either UI interface updates, or maybe small things that affect characters. Only a small select few will actually be visible during the comparison. And also, before we begin the footage, I like to, give a few disclaimers for the video to avoid any confusion. 1. This video is primarily intended for returning players who have already modded the game before and are curious to how much better the game can look. If you are a first-time player, I strongly encourage you to simply play the vanilla next-gen version to get the experience CD Projekt Red intended. It may not be the best experience, but at least you'll get to share the same first experience with everyone else. That way we can finally get to the bottom of the greatest Witcher 3 mystery. Does the combat suck? Or do the players just suck? Which one is it? 2. This is not a benchmark / digital foundry type video, so don't expect anything like Riva Tuner's statistics in the corner, such as, average frame counters, CPU and GPU usage, and so forth. If I'm being honest, it was kind of a pain in the butt to even get that to pop up on the new version. On top of that, once you finally do get it to show, turning on or off ray tracing essentially breaks the whole entire game, because going from DirectX 11 to 12 usually sucks 95% of the time, and it truly baffles me that developers haven't come to the realization that Vulkan is just top tier. But I'm getting sidetracked, that's besides the point. We're simply here to show the visual difference of the two versions, nothing more. 3. This video is primarily intended for those who do not have the latest hardware, hence why I will not be even coming close nor touching the ray tracing options. I'm currently running a GeForce 2070 Ryzen 7 3700X on a 1080p monitor. Now I know for some of you 1080p is a thing of the past, but for me, it's still suitable. And with this update, I'm sure some players with even older hardware have begun to sweat due to the idea that, this might be beyond what your PC can handle. But fear not, anyone in the 10 series, because word on the street is CDPR done goofed, and even 4090s are throwing tantrums trying to run this, because ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves another who the hell optimizes port and where the hell is a patch situation on our hands. But let's step away from all the issues going on with the release and whatnot, because if I'm being honest, I really expected my modded version to blow this update out of the water. I thought I would boot it up, take one look at it, and be like, yeah, they didn't do a good job, and I would go right back to the modded version. But after doing some side-by-side comparisons, I am quite impressed with what CDPR did. While I may end up preferring the modded version over vanilla in the end, there truly is no fully wrong option here. It all boils down to personal preference, except maybe Toussaint. You'll see why, but there are a few moments here and there where it's a little bit obvious that CDPR kind of just threw a new coat of paint on a old but still very reliable car, instead of, completely reworking a few things that other modders have taken upon themselves to do. But with all that said and done, let us get into the video comparison, shall we?
You know I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl-ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice. You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Rather not talk about it.
Gotcha.
So, time to hit the road?
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Oh, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand. At least I think I do. Maybe not entirely, but perhaps that's for the best.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I smell it. Ghouls.
Armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
beast. Tackling it single-handed? None too wise.
Neither is love born of wisdom, Witcher. So, Guillaume, out with it. Which fair damsel inspired you to vow to kill that filth?
The most beautiful among them.
If he wishes to guard her name a secret, he need not reveal it.
You I do not know.
I'll take the trophy. Why not? Could find someone who'll pay to buy it. Put up a good fight against the giant. Got experience battling monsters?
None. In Toussaint, we mostly chase bandits.
Alrighty folks, well that is going to wrap up my comparison video between these two versions. If I'm being totally honest, this project ended up being way bigger than I originally planned. Hopefully it's not too noticeable that I began cutting a few corners toward the end just to speed this thing up and kind of cut it before the video got a bit too lengthy. But once again, this video is mainly intended for modders who are curious about returning and trying out this next gen version. Hopefully I was able to shed some clarity, and by no means am I flat out bashing this new patch. While it may have some release issues, I'm pretty sure CDPR will fix it soon enough. Heck, it may even be fixed by the time this video gets uploaded, who knows. And the good news is the modded community is already beginning to update plenty of mods for this next gen version. Me personally, I'm waiting for a select handful before I officially make the jump. But I know some of you are curious as to how good this next gen version can look once it becomes more stable and the mods begin to roll out. Well, ladies and gents, that'll be our next video. Until the next time, I appreciate everyone who tuned in, but we are outro. You feel me?